sponsored the feast. Haribo! Also, we have Shirisha Mataji is here. Okay, maybe they'll come later. They have also sponsored their 25th marriage anniversary. So we'll announce it again later, and we would like to pray. Let's pray to Shri Shri Golokanath to shower their blessings on Shirisha Mataji and their family for their 25th marriage anniversary. Let's chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Also, next weekend, on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we are going to have a very special guest visiting. We have His Grace Chaitanya Charan Prabhu who will be visiting us. Haribo! Many of you know Chaitanya Charan Prabhu. He is such a wonderful speaker, and the way he presents the philosophy, he's been a dedicated full-time brahmachari for decades, and then he travels all around the world and gives classes in big companies and top universities. So next weekend we'll be blessed with his association. So Friday evening program will be in Greensboro, Saturday in Holy Spring, and then he'll give the Sunday feast talk. Okay. So those are the announcements. We request all the initiates to please come and sit here, and you can sit on the cushions but face Maharaj, and remaining devotees we request if you all can come forward a little bit. Right? And the initiates, please take your place on the cushions. Okay. Where is she can sit next to you, Mataji. Okay. Who else? 7, right? Prabhu, Mataji, you can sit together. Yeah. Oh, Mataji, please. Okay, remain devotees, you can also come a little front, because we need space when devotees come during the class. So everyone, if you can kindly fill in the gaps and come in front. Okay, thank you so much. So let's again warmly greet His Holiness Bir Krishna Goswami Maharaj ki Hari Bol, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Okay. So, do you want to do the purification first, like Prabhupada always did? Okay, so they'll have to turn around without turning their back to me or Prabhupada. Or the deities. Okay. Radhagolokananda Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Okay. Hare Krishna. So, when there's some silence, there should be a little kirtan or something like that. And does the priest have a, Gopal, does he have a microphone or? The purification is Oma Pavitra, Pavitrava Sarva Vashnam Gatopiva Yaksmaret Pundarikaksham Savaya Avyantara Shuchi Shri Vishnu, Shri Vishnu, Shri Vishnu, which means whether one is coming from a purified background, which is quite rare in Kali Yuga, or whether one is coming from an impure background, which is quite common in Kali Yuga, but just about everyone, Kalo Shudra Sambhava. if one remembers Yaksmarat Pundarikaksham, remembers the Smarat, remember, Pundarikaksham, the lotus-eyed Lord. Who's the lotus-eyed Lord? Your husband, your wife, Bollywood star? No. Krishna. One remembers Krishna. Pundarikaksham. Yantura, Shuchi. Then one actually becomes purified. So it doesn't matter. The holy name is Namachintamani Krishna's Chaitanya Rasa Vigra Punashuddha Nityamukto. Vinatvam Namanamino. It's non different from Krishna. And it is supremely pure. Right? Namachintamani Krishna's Chaitanya Rasa Vigra Punashuddha. It is complete. It is pure. It is non different from Krishna or Ram. Ram Nam Sachahe. I know they chant that at funerals, but it's also a truthful statement. It is the truth. Lord Ram's name is true, is the absolute truth. So by chanting, it doesn't matter. You get purified. And there's so many examples of that. In the Ramayana, we have Valmiki, the great sage who was Ratnagara, who was actually a dacoit before. And he chanted without even thinking of Ram, right? He was thinking of Mara, 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 death, 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 right? And instead he got Mara, Mam, Ram. And he became a great devotee just by chanting. Amazing. I don't think any of you were as bad as Valmiki was before he became Valmiki. Or your friend, Ajamil. There's so many Ajamils out there today. Whoops. Dina Hina Jata Chilo Harinam Udarilo. That Ajamil, he was very bad too. And what to speak of Jagai and Madai. It's described that Yamaraj, he had a scribe, Chitra Gupta. I guess it means the hidden scribe, who felt that Jagai and Madai had so much sinful reactions coming to them that there was no end to it. And so Jagai and Madai were saved by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu when they chanted the Lord's holy names. So anyway, so that's the whole point. Yaksmarat Pundarikaksham Savaya Vyantura Shuchi Shri Vishnu, Shri Vishnu, Shri Vishnu. And the whole point is to remember Vishnu at every step. And the best way to remember Vishnu is chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And as Krishna says in the Gita, Yam Yam Smaring, Bhavi Samaran Bhavan, Yajate Ante Kalevaram. And then you'll be so fortunate, the Ante Kalevaram business, means living the body, in case you didn't know. You're supposed to know Sanskrit. The Ante Kalevaram, at the end of the Kalevaram, the body, then you go back to Krishna. And if you don't remember and chant at the time of leaving this body, then I don't know what'll happen. Anything could happen. It's unpredictable. Unpredictable. So therefore, we emphasize this chanting. So anyway, you ready for the purification? Okay. Yam yam vapis paran bhavan.
So we want to welcome all the initiates, and please take your Achman cups. And everybody has. Yes. So when I'm going to, you have to take few drops of water from your left and put it in your right.
Very good.
Palm. And when I chant the mantra, then after the mantra, then you can sip it at the base of your palm. So this is the mantra, and you can repeat after me. Om
Om
Apavitraha
Apavitraha
Pavitro va
Ritrova
Sarvavastham
Sarvavastam
Gatopi va
Gatopiva
Yah Smaret
Yaksmaret
Pundarikaksham
Pundarikaksham
Sa
Sa
Bahya
Vaya
Abhyantaraha
Avyantaraha
Shuchihi
Shuchehi
Shri Vishnuhu
Shri Vishnuhu
Shri Vishnuhu
Shri Vishnuhu
Shri Vishnuhu.
Shri Vishnuhu.
Please sip the water now.
Hare Krishna, Hare
And
Krishna,
can
Krishna
again wash
Krishna,
your-
Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Yeah. Wash your-
Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Actually, whenever Prabhupada was doing these fire sacrifices, whenever there was a moment of silence, everyone was going, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Yeah.
Ram
So then
Ram,
take your.
Hare
So
Hare.
then we will do
Very
the
important.
normal Achman also. So take the water on your hands now. Yes. And then chant this month. Om Keshavaya Namaha.
Om Keshvaya Namaha.
I can sip the water. Now wipe the hands. Wash the hands again. Yeah. Take water again in your right palm.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Yes.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Om Narayanaya Namaha.
Hare Krishna,
And sip the water, and after that again wash.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Hare Hare, Hare Ram.
Take
Hare
water
Ram,
again in your
Ram
right
Ram,
palm.
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Everybody
Hare
have taken?
Hare,
Okay, Om Madhavaya Namaha.
Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
And
Krishna,
now
Hare
wipe your hands again.
Krishna,
Sorry,
Krishna, Hare
wash your
Hare,
hands again.
Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Yes. So should we do it again?
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Okay.
Hare Ram, Hare Ram.
So now
Ram, Ram.
Swasti Vachan we'll
Hare
do,
Krishna,
or
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Mangal Shanti.
Krishna Krishna.
Om Sham No Mitraha Sham Varunaha Sam No Bhavatvaryama Sam No Indro Brahaspatihi Sam No Vishnurukramaha Namo Brahmane Namaste Vayo Tvameva Pratyaksham Brahmasi Tvameva Pratyaksham Brahma Vadishyami Ritam Vadishyami Satyam Vadishyami Tanmam Avatu Tanvaktaram Avatu Avatu Mam Avatu Vaktaram Om Shanti 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 Om Sam No Vitraha Sam Varunaha Sam No Bhavatvaryama Sam No Indro Brahaspatihi Sam No Vishnur Urukramaha Namo Brahmane Namaste Vayo Tvameva Pratyaksham Brahmasi Tvameva Pratyaksham Brahma Avadisham Ritam Avadisham Satyam Avadisham Tanmamavid Tadvaktaramāvid Avinmām Avid Vaktaram Om Shanti 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 Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai Om Shanti 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 Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti 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 Om Tacham Yoro Varnivahe Gatum Yajnaya Gatum Yajnapataye Daivi Swastirastunaha Swastir Manushebhyaha Urdhvam Jigatu Bheshajam Samnoastu Dvipade Sam Chatushpade Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Okay.
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Om Asya Karmana Punyaham Bhavantu Brovantu Om Punyaham Om Punyaham Om Punyaham Om Om asya karmana swastirbhavantu bhruvantu ayusman swasti. Om swasti. Om swasti. Om swasti. Om asya karmana riddhim bhavantu bhruvantu. Om riddhyatam. Om riddhyatam. Om riddhyatam. The next will be Maharaj's lecture, initiation
Ready?
lecture. Yes.
All right. Thank you.
So all
right.
initiates can turn towards Maharaj.
And then we'll just give the lecture, because usually we don't do kirtan at initiation. So, Om Ganat Timidandasya Gananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmeditam Yena Tasmai Shigurave Namaha. I offer my respectful obeisances unto the lotus feet of my spiritual master, His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, who so kindly opened my eyes with the torchlight of knowledge while I was blinded in the darkness of ignorance. So today we have two types of initiation taking place. There are other types of initiation. There's other samskaras too. So of course the samskara is sometimes translated as, actually sanskara means like perfect action, but sometimes it's translated as a ceremony. Sometimes people think of samskara as a reformatory practice, and actually I take it as an impression. You understand? Because whenever we undertake any action, we create an impression in the subtle body. And all these impressions in the subtle body that we have right now are entangling us. That's why we chant Hare Krishna, Cheto Darpanam Arjanam Bhava Mahadvagni Nirvapanam. By the chanting of Hare Krishna, we get rid of all the impressions from past lives. And we all have all these impressions. That's why you have so many weird dreams at night. One night you're dreaming you're flying in the air like a bird. Another night you're the King of England. You're a Bollywood star another night. And all these could be from past lives or even impressions from watching a Bollywood movie. One time I was very much absorbed in watching the news, which I don't do now because it makes me nervous as anything. So, and then I dreamt I was a member of the president's cabinet. So these are impressions in the mind that affect our consciousness. And so we want to sort of like get rid of or erase the impressions that are counterproductive to Krishna consciousness. And we want to create impressions that are productive to Krishna consciousness. So the samskaras that we have in the Krishna conscious movement, not only the initiation, but there's different ending with this antyeshti, that means the funeral ceremony, or the Garbhadan Sanskara, beginning with the Garbhadan Sanskara, are all meant to give us these impressions in our mind so that we can remain fixed in the goal of life, which is Krishna consciousness. So that's really what way I take the word samskara to mean. You know, sometimes you have people say to each other, "You have really bad samskaras, Prabhu." That's true. They may have really bad samskaras. Indication of bad samskaras, of bad karma, is like health problems, mental problems, marital problems. These are all indications. So you can get rid of all those by chanting the Lord's holy names. Not only get rid of all these bad samskaras, but you actually eradicate all the bad karma that you have. That's interesting. And that eradication of the bad karma occurs not just at initiation, not just at pure chanting, but even at nama bas chanting. That's how great the holy names are. Just like yesterday, I watched some kirtan performance that was done by one of my favorite kirtan performers. No one here in the room, sorry. Janavi Harrison. Some of you may have heard of her before. And I could see there were people in the audience who were not devotees, at least, hadn't realized that they were devotees. And they were in ecstasy just hearing the holy names, because not only with the ecstasy there, but there's immediate relief from all distress by chanting. That's why we have our Harinam. So I was just seeing, wow, these people are so happy. That's the solution. Of course, I already knew that. But it became very much emphasized by watching by watching this particular video of the kirtan. So, anyway, so the benefit of chanting is that you eradicate that all the bad karma. Well, the good karma that's an impediment is gotten rid of, and then Krishna takes over for you. And of course, Krishna, when he takes over for you, he may give you tests. Don't expect smooth sailing. But these tests are purification. I remember I joined the movement. Everything was purification. The temple president would chastise me and say, "You're getting purified." So we would eat food that was too hot and spicy because I wasn't used to it. And, stomach ache, "You're getting purified, Prabhu." So, but really, Krishna takes charge of a devotee. And sometimes we're subject to different trials. And that's normal. Like if you go to school, you're at your workplace. It's life. Life means trials. So either you can take trials or tests for material purposes, or you could take trials or tests for spiritual purposes. And to pass the trials and tests, you simply have to do one thing. What? Tatena kampam susumikshmana bunjanivatma kritam vipakam. Ridvag purvir vidadam namaste jiveta yo mukti pade. Sadayabak. You have to go on serving Krishna, and you can't get angry with him. We're reading this part of the Bhagavatam where Rukmini gets angry with Krishna, but Krishna liked that. But if you get angry with Krishna, Krishna will not like it. If you say, "Krishna, why are you doing this to me? Why? I want more money. Why aren't you giving me more money, Krishna?" Then Krishna will say, "This person's a rascal." So the whole point is you go on serving Krishna with your mind, body, and words. And that means mind means you're happy. Just like we hear in the Nectar of Instruction, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, isn't it? Anyabi Lashdashinyam Jnana Karma Navardam Anukulyena Krishnana Shilanam Bhakti Rutamam. That's 1:111. It says that one should be serving Krishna, favorable devotional service, but with a mood of love. Like you see Prabhupada did. Srila Prabhupada, in spite of so much challenges and tests, he actually was so blissful serving Prabhupada, serving Krishna, coming to America, struggling. He never became depressed or angry with Krishna. Never. Never became depressed or angry. So that is how you pass the test. You don't have to do anything fantastic. You don't have to learn 10 million verses. You don't have to learn Java. I mean, sorry. Unless Krishna wants you to. But you simply have to go on serving Krishna the way he wants you to and be happy about it. Not, "Oh no, I got to wake up and chant these rounds. 16 rounds. Oh my God." Vegetarian, of course we don't have trouble being vegetarian, but 16 rounds, and no, you have to do it blissfully. When you chant your 16 rounds, it has to be, "I get to chant 16 rounds. I'm fortunate to chant 16 rounds. I'm blessed to chant 16 rounds." That has to be the consciousness. I'm blessed to do the deity worship. I'm blessed. And we are. We're also blessed to be here. Thankful, gratitude, as they say, attitude of gratitude. That's the key to advancement, attitude of gratitude. No matter what happens. No matter what happens. You know, whether it's sickness or health or financial challenges, attitude of gratitude. You know, Krishna, what are you trying to say to me? Let me go on serving you. Let me do what you want. And thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Anyway, so that's Krishna consciousness. Yeah, there'll be tests. Because I just want to warn you, you know, you take an initiation, you're thinking, now I got it made, no more karma. Like, kids are going to listen to me now, you know. It's not like that. Can't make false promises to you. You know, there'll be challenges. Everybody. Prabhupada had challenges. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur had challenges. Everybody has challenges in this world. And but we give our heart to Krishna through chanting the Lord's holy name. So that's really what this samskara is all about. So, there are two basically types of initiation taking place too. There are other initiations too, but none of them are taking place today, such as sannyasa initiation. Nobody's going to take sannyasa so easily here, except for me. It's nice to be unique. We don't need any competition. So anyway, you know, there's benefits of being a sannyasi, older and everything like that. Wow. So, actually, old is not a benefit. Sorry. So anyway, the two types of initiation, one is called Hari Nam initiation. And the other is the second Brahman Gayatri initiation. And it is not that one waits to take initiation before one chants the holy name. The holy name always works. It doesn't wait for initiation. Like many mantras wait for initiation. Like the Gayatri mantras wait for initiation. You can read about them, you can chant them, but they won't be effective. Just like there's so many mantras in the Vedic literatures. You can go and learn how to launch a Brahmastra. Atharva Veda. You know, read the Atharva Veda. There's all sorts of things. You can learn how to create a big monster. You know, you could be like when Lord Shiva plucked some hair from his head and there was a big monster coming out. You can learn that. You can chant all these mantras, but they won't work for you. Just like you see in the Ramayana, always making reference to the Ramayana, Lord Ram got different mantras, and these mantras gave him the weapons, but he got the mantras from Agastya Muni. He didn't just like read, you know, pick up the Vedic literatures and say, oh, here's a cool weapon. Let me try it out. He had to get initiated in a mantra. Just like, anyway, in the Mahabharata, there's so many stories about this. People taking initiation and getting certain mantras. They're also in the Ramayana. So, in any case, that's second initiation. But Lord Chaitanya has already given everyone the Maha Mantra. So then what is the need for initiation? First initiation we're talking about right now. Second initiation, we can understand the need. You got to get it from Guru. Okay, fine. But if I can chant, free from karma, what is the need? Well, I'll tell you. The need is to follow Krishna's directions so you can make rapid advancement in Krishna consciousness. And what are Krishna's directions? We read the Nectar of Devotion, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. One of them is taking shelter of the spiritual master, take an initiation for the spiritual master. And if you don't follow that, you think you're better than following that, think you can be a Ritvik, so whatever, then you're committing one of the offenses on chanting Hare Krishna. What is one of the offenses? We're going to go through the whole list, but just I'm going to mention one right now. There's blaspheming the Vedic literatures. You may say, I'm not criticizing the Vedic literatures. Well, you're saying they're wrong. Right? Wrong, right. Anyway, that's interesting, contrasting the word right with wrong. But you're saying they're wrong. They're saying it's an absolute necessity, and you're saying it's not an absolute necessity. Therefore, you're blaspheming the Vedic literatures by relativizing the Vedic literatures. You know, if one considers, for example, the spiritual master an ordinary person, or the deity to be made of brass or whatever, or the Vedic literatures to be just like, relative literatures, they're nice. At a particular time, they were nice, 5,000 years ago, but now they, whatever. Then you're committing offense against chanting. And when you commit offense against chanting, you lose your taste for chanting. And offensive chanting, you lose so much taste that you don't feel like chanting anymore. Any of the offenses, but that's one of the offenses. I often give the example that your japa beads start to feel like bowling balls after a while. Can you imagine chanting japa like with a bowling ball? Each bead, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Can you hold my beads for me, someone? So that's what happens. That's why we mention the 10 offenses. So that's why it's necessary to take initiation, to take guidance. And of course, everybody in the Krishna conscious movement, in addition to the person you're taking initiation from, you're taking guidance from His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, who is the ultimate, what we call Shiksha Guru for the entire society of Krishna conscious movement. Shiksha means he gives us instructions. He sets the standards. We do not have the option, the adhikar, to change the standards that Srila Prabhupada gave. That's all. Very simple like that. And of course, we can adjust certain things, how we present Krishna consciousness to the public. I mean, for example, I play the guitar. It's not that I'm violating Srila Prabhupada's standards. But to change the essence, the siddhanta, the essential practices, the principles of Krishna consciousness, that means you're not connected to Prabhupada. So we're all have to regularly study Srila Prabhupada's books. That applies for everybody. First and second initiation, third initiation, whatever. You study Prabhupada's books to understand what Prabhupada wanted, how to please Prabhupada, how to be connected to Krishna, and ultimately how to become completely Krishna conscious. And if you want to get the Prabhupada's books, you go see Aditya Narayan Prabhu here, who'll be happy to sell you a full set. Yeah. So one of the devotees taking initiation today, I'm not going to embarrass him by telling you the story. I asked him, how'd you come to Krishna consciousness? He said, well, I was coming, but I wasn't taking it so seriously. But as soon as they got the Bhagavatam and they installed the Bhagavatam in my house, I became serious. Nice story, Devendra. Isn't it? He said, it was just like dabbling before. But once the Bhagavatam installed, you had a whole ceremony, right? Once it was installed in his house, then 16 rounds. Okay. And ready to go. And he's from Louisville, Kentucky. Like in the jungles. Here we are in the big city. But it's just, oh my God. It's a redneck place. Sorry. Anyway, I'm just teasing. But it's just, you get the Bhagavatam, devotee. So, anyway, so it's very important to follow the Vedic. Shastra Vidamutshrija Vardate Kamakarata. If one rejects the injunction of Shastra, he doesn't become happy nor param gatim. He doesn't achieve the supreme destination, right? So, it's very important. So let's go over the other offenses before I go on for 2 hours. there's 10 offenses basically that are mentioned. If you're a real expert, you can come up with more offenses you can commit. But but these are the 10 basic ones that are mentioned. And there are other things you can do. There's Dhamma Aparada, there's Seva Aparada. There's all sorts of offenses. Or you're even committing an offense. If someone comes to your house and you don't give them prasadam, you look at them with staring eyes. Sometimes it happens. I was just getting ready to eat and you came to my house. I was just breaking my fast after Ekadashi. Anyway, there are other offenses. But let's mention the 10 basic offenses that are always mentioned, especially by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada, at first initiation. First offense is considered to be actually very serious. Perhaps the most serious offense is called the mad elephant offense. And this offense is to blaspheme the devotees who have dedicated their lives to preaching Krishna consciousness. Krishna Gita says, the person who has dedicated his life to preaching Krishna consciousness is most dear to me. Never will there be anyone more dear to me than that particular individual. So you take the opposite of that. One who blasphemes the devotees becomes the opposite of dear to Krishna. He becomes what? Something. In Krishna's bad book. And then you lose your taste for hearing and chanting. So that's the first offense. Avoid that. Instead, when you see a Vaishnava, let's take it in the positive. When you see a Vaishnava, you become happy. Wow, how can I serve? And you never say anything negative about a Vaishnava. You can help them perfect their service. If they're putting too much mustard seeds in the preparation, and you just say, don't you think it would be a good idea not to put 2 cups of mustard seeds in the doklas, I mean, just like yesterday, someone gave me doklas, and I said, not enough mustard seeds. But we don't criticize them personally. They're very important. And the second offense is to consider the names or the identities of the demigods, and the demigods do exist. They're actually servants of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, to be equal to or independent of the holy name of the Lord Vishnu. That's really important. Yastu Narayanam Devam Brahmarudradi Daivata. You know the verse? Samitvaina Vikshekta Sapashandi Bhavetruvam. I thought you studied Sanskrit. That used to be one of my favorite verses until they kicked me out of the Hindu temple. Then I try to forget it. What that verse says, one who considers Narayan, the demigods, to be like Brahma, Rudra, etc., to be equal to Narayan, he becomes a Pashandi. So I use that verse very seldom. I don't know if I should have said it today. So anyway, yes. So the holy name of Vishnu is non-different from Vishnu, and the names of the demigods are simply their positions. You can become Lord Brahma. Would you like that? You get 4 heads, 8 heads, 16 heads, 32 heads. Wow. It's like always powers of 4. Pretty good, isn't it? 2, 4, 6. No, you get 6. You can't get 6. You can only get 8. Powers of 4. Right? 16, 32. Wow. Like computer science. Isn't it? It's like a word. 8, isn't it? 8 bits? Anyway, so that's the second offense on chanting. And the third offense is to disobey the order of the spiritual master. I mean, you have a right to ask where in the Vedic literatures it says that, or you can have some discussion. One of Prabhupada's most dear disciple of Srila Tamal Krishnamars, he would have discussions with Prabhupada. And sometimes Prabhupada would chastise him. And he took that as Prabhupada's mercy. One time Prabhupada wanted to send him to China, and he says, I'm not going to China. And Prabhupada said, then you have no more service. You're just sitting down in Mayapur and chanting Hare Krishna. And then he said, okay, I'll go. So he's always obedient to Prabhupada. But you have a right to be respectful when you actually talk to the spiritual master. And no blind following. You have a right to reference Vedic literatures and everything like that. Very, very important. Next offense is to blaspheme, which you mentioned before. Vedic literatures or any literatures which glorify God. Even there's literatures in other traditions and other cultures, if they're glorifying God. Prabhupada appreciated that very much. I remember there was a story that Prabhupada went into a monastery once, and he was talking to the monks, and he was very appreciative. And at the end, he wrote in their guest book, very spiritual. So he loved them. So a true spiritualist is not sectarian. Very important. Very, very. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur, the great devotee, who is the spiritual master Gorkashodas Babaji Maharaj, the spiritual master Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he also emphasized that when we go and see other people worshiping God in a different tradition, we become happy and just understand they're doing it in a different way than we may do it. That's all. Some of the externals are there. Obviously, we don't justify eating meat, killing, and that's what Prabhupada talked about when he talked to Christians, isn't it? He says, Jesus Christ says what? Thou shalt not kill. And Prabhupada kept pushing on that point. Prabhupada said he used a special technique when preaching to people. He said he found their weak points. And he kept pushing. That's like a expert wrestler or something like that, but Prabhupada was expert in that way. So, next offense is to think that the glories of chanting Hare Krishna are imagination. As I mentioned before, it is not imagination. Krishna is directly there. Another next offense is to make some concocted meaning, come up with some concocted meaning of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra or the names of Krishna. There are bona fide meanings of the name of Krishna. Of course, Hare refers to Radharani in the vocative. Vocative means you're crying out for Radharani. And Krishna, of course, means the most attractive person. I don't think we need to translate that, but Krishna. Krish means to attract. Na means ananda, give you bliss, and also means na, negate what? The material miseries. So these are bona fide meanings of that. And also, Ram can mean Lord Ramachandra, it can mean Lord Balaram, and Radharaman. Did you know that? Radharaman, that's pretty cool. So I just read the acharyas. Don't make up your own meaning for the holy name. And that's important. Next offense to be avoided is committing sinful activities. Sinful activities, I hate to use that word, is, let's say, vikarmic activities. Activities that will give you a bad result. And that means things like intoxication, illicit sex, gambling, and meeting. We have our 4 regulative principles we're vowing to follow. And there's other sinful things you can do, hurting someone. So don't do it and think that the chanting will actually nullify that. Just like it's like in certain religions, they have confession. You've heard of confession before? Confession means the whole week you are really bad. Then on the holy day, one holy day a week, God gets 1 day, you get 6. It's a good deal, isn't it? So every day is a holy day for a Krishna conscious person. On that one day, oh God, forgive me. This week I did so many bad things. Okay, son, you're cleared of all the things you did. Whew, time to go out and party again. You know, there's one religion, it's even better, that where you just get one day a year where you repent. Some of you may know which religion I don't mention. Because it's very efficient. One day a year is better than one day a week, isn't it? So don't think you'll get away with murder. Krishna is everywhere. His eyes are upon you. He has webcams everywhere, doorbell cams everywhere. Isn't it? Just like in this temple, we have so many cameras everywhere. Just watching what you're doing. We have facial recognition on the cameras. Right? Jagat Guru set that up. So Krishna has his own facial recognition. Yamaraj does facial recognition too. So anyway, don't think you'll get away with murder or anything. Next offense is to consider the chanting to be like a ritual. We have rituals. I mean, even the way we dress is a traditional. It's like a ritual. Nothing wrong with it. It helps us remember Krishna. We accept everything favorable for remembering Krishna, reject everything unfavorable. But a dhoti is not equal to the Maha Mantra. You understand? There's many people. Ravana wore dhotis, I think. You know, there's many people who are definitely not Krishna conscious who wear dhotis. Doesn't make our saris like that. So don't consider it to be a ritual. It's completely pure Shuddha Nityam Mukto Binatvam Namanamino. And it's directly with Krishna. Nothing else. Remember that. All right. So the next one is to teach the glories of the Lord to the faithless. That doesn't mean we don't teach them about chanting. We teach everyone to chant, and we tell them enough to help them. But there's certain things you just don't want to tell people on the street. Or tell them about Krishna kissing the gopis, isn't it? On the street. Hey, how would you like to hear about God? You know, he has a girlfriend. Huh? And so we even have to be careful amongst the devotees. There are higher topics. Like, there's books like Ujjala Nilamani, isn't it? And other books like that that are very advanced. And we may not be ready for it. And it wouldn't be the right thing for me to be giving class in the Ujjala Nilamani and Sunday feast. Just not appropriate. And that's what that offense is. That if we talk to people inappropriately, we'll deviate them from Krishna consciousness, or they may become inimical to Krishna consciousness. You can create sahajas by speaking on the wrong platform. Or by telling them too much about Krishna, they may just think, oh, this is, how can, what's that beeping? Someone's beeping. You heard the beeping? Anyway, whatever, I'll tolerate. Maybe I won't. What is it? Okay, it stopped. It's not my phone, at least. All right, so we should understand who we're speaking to when we're speaking to them. That's the important thing. And give them something that's for their benefit, not so we can enjoy defeating someone. Like I mentioned that verse, you know, Yasu Narayanam Devam Brahmaru. I could use that verse and just like fry everybody out, which I probably already did. But that's inappropriate. I'd be driving people away from Krishna consciousness using that verse in the wrong circumstance. So try to understand, that's the offense on chanting. And the final offense, actually, there's one overriding offense that comes after the final offense, is not to have complete faith in the chanting of Hare Krishna. and to maintain material attachments, even after understanding so many instructions. So that means it's not offensive to have material attachments, but we should try to identify them and work at them because they're causing us pain. All of our attachments are causing us pain. We're attached to this body, and then we have some pain, some disease. So many things attached to our car. It breaks down, it causes us pain. So the idea is we become attached to Krishna. And once we're attached to Krishna, we can see everything in the right perspective. When you go high in the air, everything shrinks in the ground. I sometimes use the example that when I was young, I would fly an airplane, go in an airplane. And sometimes my mother was very angry with me, so she would shrink when we... You understand? That's one way to deal with your mother. How you shrank your mother. Like you go up in the air. And actually, even I experience that now. Tomorrow I'm going to Australia. That get in a plane, no internet, and I'm not going to pay for it. And nobody can reach me. I don't feel guilty because I'm not on my phone checking the messages. Whew, what a relief. So Christian consciousness is like that. It's like going on a permanent plane without internet. That's a relief. And good entertainment, too. Not some mundane movies. And then you feel happy. So all these attachments. And so also it's mentioned that as an overriding offense, inattentive chanting. So how do we become attentive when chanting? We become attentive by chanting by having a sankalpa, there's another word, for you, a intention. What do you want? And how do you know what you want? Refer to the Shikshashtaka. Easy, isn't it? Pick a verse. Ayinanda tanujakinkaram patitamam vishamay bhavambudo kripayatava padpankaja. Stita duli sadrasham vachintya. Oh, son of Maharaj Nanda, I'm your eternal servant, but somehow or other I fall into this horrible material world. Please fix me up as one of the atoms or specks of dust at your lotus feet. That's all. And you find another one, that Yugayitam Nimishena, if you're on that higher level. Experiencing your separation. Oh, Krishna, where are you, Krishna? I want to see you, Krishna. Actually, I think it was George Harrison wrote a song like that, in separation from Krishna. Separation, is really intense. So anyway, so we study the Shikshashtaka, then we're attentive when chanting, and you just concentrate on the holy name, you pray to Krishna, etc. Okay. So that's first initiation. I think I covered the basis on that one. Second initiation is called Brahman initiation. Now, Brahman, of course, means, direct definition, one who knows Brahman. Actually, all the devotees are meant to know Brahman. But in this particular case, it means one who has received the Gayatri Mantra in recognition of their level of exhibition of Brahminical qualities. And by receiving the Gayatri Mantra, they get the adhikar of being able to go on the... What is that? Beeping. They get the adhikar... Oh. Anyway, it's coming from all over the place. That they get the adhikar of being able to do deity worship and represent the movement. Of course, all of you can represent the movement by preaching, but it's like an official status of representing the movement, and it's very important for everyone to exhibit Brahminical qualities. Don't wait until you take second initiation. What are those qualities? Krishna lists them in the Gita. Samadamaktapakshocham, being equipoised. That means always serving Krishna. We mentioned in the beginning of this lecture, with one's mind, body, and words. Samadamak, self-control, controlling the senses, like the tortoise in the Bhagavad Gita description. You pull your senses in when there's some danger. If you start to feel angry, okay, pull it in. And then go across the street and yell. No. But you express it appropriately. You don't, devotee controls vacho vegam manasakroda vegam jiva vegam muda rapasya. His tongue, belly, genitals, mind, anger, and words. Use them appropriately. Not that you don't use them, you use them appropriately. So, samadama tapa, one accepts things favorable for Krishna consciousness and doesn't do things that are unfavorable. Very simple. You don't have to engage in harsh austerities, sleeping on a bed of needles or something like that, or pins or nails. People do that sometimes. Like in certain religions, they actually beat each other until they bleed. There was a movie about that, isn't it? They beat each other. Oh, God, I'm punishing you for being sinful. We don't do that. We chant Hare Krishna. It's a lot easier. That's our tapa. Tapa, shocham. And of course, as Prabhupada mentioned, he emphasized more than anything else what? Shocham. Cleanliness, internal cleanliness, like we chanted Om Pavitra Pavitra Va before the ceremony. That we always remember Krishna, we keep our mind clean by not association with the different lower modes of nature, especially the mode of ignorance and passion. Keep the mind clean. We try to cultivate the mode of goodness. That's really important. Mode of goodness, it means food in the mode of goodness, music in the mode of goodness, association, sleeping in the mode at the right time in the mode of goodness, etc. So, toleration, honesty, these are all different qualities that we may work on achieving. Of course, we do know by Yasyasti Bhakti Bhagavata Kinchana Savar Gunas Tatra Samasate Sura that automatically but you have to work at them too. It's not saying, I'll control my anger when I become Krishna conscious. Don't worry, it's all up to Krishna. Well, I got a message for you. That man proposes, God disposes. God helps those who help themselves. So there's 5 factors of action according to Krishna and Bhagavad Gita, and Krishna is one of them, a necessary one. But you control the other ones. So Krishna will give you the intelligence, remembrance, forgetfulness, whatever, strength, etc. You're the one who has to have the free will to do it. So, Shanti Raju Mevacha. And then ultimately, in order to do that, make your intelligence very strong. Jnanam. Study Prabhupada's books. Vijnana. Apply what's in Prabhupada's books. And this way, you become religious. And that's second initiation. And you should be exampled. Those who are taking second should be examples for the rest of the devotees. So these are the samskars that we're having today. And anyway, so I want to thank you all very much. We're going to continue with the fire sacrifice. We don't need to ask questions because I think it's a fire sacrifice, much more serious. So, is that all right? Oh, yeah. We got to get their names and the Brahman thread and all that other nice stuff. So, why don't you chant the Brahma Samhita first? If you can see the verses on the screen. Anyway,
verses.
all glorious to His divine grace, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Goswami Maharaj ki jai.
Okay.
So we'll just chant first 3 verses and then we'll continue. So let's chant together. Ishwaraha Parama Krishna Satchidananda Vigraha Anadir Adir Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam Chintamani Prakara Sadma Sukalpa Vriksha Lakshavriteshu Shurabhira Bhipalayamtam Lakshmi Sahasra Sata Sambhrama Sevyamanam Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. Venum Kvanam Tamaravindadalayataksham Bharhavatam Samasitambudasundarangam Kandarpakotikamaniya Vishesha Shobham Govindamadipurusham Tamaham Bhajami. We'll just pause here. Yadam pranaya keli kalavilasam Brahmam tribhangalalitam niyata prakasham Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. So then we can actually, devotees can help to put the neck beads for the first initiates.
Brahman thread. Uh-oh. I have that. Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Hare. So you call each one individually.
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Rama
Hare Rama Rama Rama
Hare 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 Hare. Okay, you Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Okay, so what are the four regulated principles?
No meat eating, no gambling, no intoxication, no illicit sex.
Okay, and how many rounds do you chant?
Every day 16 rounds, Maharaj.
Without fail. Okay. And if you want, you can chant more in the Kadashi. So here are the beads. And your name now, you get this with you get the beads with the right hand. You can come closer. I don't bite. So your name now is Madhurya Bhakti Devi Dasi. Haribol. Who's next? Shivali. Okay, I believe these are her beads. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Haribol. Krishna Hare Hare, Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Okay. What are the four regulated principles?
No meat eating, no illicit sex, no gambling, no intoxication.
Okay. And how many rounds every day?
Minimum 16 rounds.
16 rounds every day. Okay, very good. So you get the beads with the right hand. What I'm doing is when I see the devotees face to face, I have different options for names. So I just look and say, what? I haven't given anyone the name Ravan or Tadaka or anything like that. But, so you get a very special, you get the beads with your right hand. Your name now is Shri Radha. Okay. Let's believe it's his page. Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Hare Hare. Okay. What are the four regulated principles?
No meat eating, no intoxication, no gambling, and no illicit sex.
And how many rounds every day?
16, Maharaj.
Okay. Who's your favorite deity?
That's hard. Both Radha Krishna. Yeah.
Radha Krishna?
Yeah.
Okay. Very good. Anyway. All right, so we're going to get actually I should get the beads out of the bead bag. So here's a very special name. Your name now is Dwarkanath. Dwarkanath. Here we go. Okay, here we go. Okay, who's next? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Haribol. Oh my God. Rama, don't worry. Okay. So what are the four regulated principles?
No gambling, no meat eating, no illicit sex, no intoxication.
And how many rounds every day?
16 rounds minimum.
16 rounds minimum. Very nice. So who's your favorite team? Who's the most merciful personality of Godhead? Krishna? What form of Krishna? Gauranga. Okay. So your name now, got to take him out of the bead bag. Your name now, you get the beads with your right hand, is Sri Chaitanya. Okay, one more. Haribol. Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. It's so nice seeing our youth take up Krishna consciousness. Isn't it? It's a great sign of success. So, what are the four regular principles?
No meat eating, no intoxication, no illicit sex, no gambling.
How many rounds every day?
Minimum 16 rounds, Maharaj.
Okay. I'm not going to ask you your favorite team. Because this is something you gotta do to connect with Krishna. So, get the beads with your right hand. And your name now is Jitendriya. That means like conquer the senses. It's also a name of Krishna because Krishna conquers our senses for us. Okay. Oh yeah, Brahman thread. Okay, and you got to really take that cloth off for this to work. Okay, put your right hand and then your head through. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Brahmins, now after this you can worship the deities. Prabhupada said you have to be Brahman to approach Brahman. That's interesting. Of course, all of us are Brahman, but we haven't all realized that yet. So we have to set an example for everyone else. That's what a Brahman is. Someone who sets an example, an authorized representative Brahman. Okay. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So let's give a big Haribol to all the first and second initiates. Haribo! 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 And let's express our gratitude to His Holiness Bir Krishna Goswami Maharaj for blessing all these devotees and blessing all of us and our new Goloka community. Haribo! His Holiness Bir Krishna Goswami Maharaj ki.
Prabhupada ki jai. Srila Prabhupada is blessing everyone.
Yeah, Hare Krishna. So now the Yagya ceremony will be continued. Manohar Kumar Prabhu and the devotees here will be conducting. And then after some time Prasadam is going to start. But just one quick announcement that this week we are going to do the flooring, new floor for Prabhupada Hall. So after the Prasadam, we'll need help. We'll need to empty out everything out of the hall so that the flooring can be done this week. So after Prasadam, we'll need some help. But now the ceremony continues. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
We want to congratulate all the initiates and wanted to thank His Holiness Bir Krishna Goswami Maharaj for blessing all of us. And by the permission of Srila Gurudev, I will start the process of the initiation. So it will start with a sankalpa, as Maharaj already mentioned what a sankalpa means. Sankalpa, here we are doing a sankalpa for this particular yajna. We do sankalpa for all different kinds of activities we do. So this means spiritual activities and any other activity that has spiritual significance. We do a sankalpa. So now we would start with the sankalpa. So for that, please take few drops of water in your hand, in your right hand. Yeah. So there is no sipping here. So I would actually chant a mantra. Here we are actually doing a sankalpa. or as to say, as an intention to be immersed in this ceremony. And then this sankalpa is also in front of the fire, that we are going to continue our vows, and to our Gurudev and to the deity and everyone here. So that sankalpa is meaning that also. So with that mood, so let's do the sankalpa. Om Tat Sat Shri Govindo 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 Asyam Subhatithau Achyuta Gotra. Please take your respective names. Manohar Gopal Das. Yeah. Please tell your initiated name loudly, everyone. Manohar Gopal Das. Shri Krishna Prityartham Upanayam Samskara Karmaham Karishyami. Now you can put the water from the base to down. This is sankalpa. Now we'll start the process. So the next thing is we are going to put the kalevas on the hand of all the initiates. So Om Astraya Heti Rajaya Ham Phat. Trambakam Jajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Murvarukamiva Bandhanat Mrityormokshamaapnayat. Om Apagachantu Te Bhuta Ye Bhuta Bhavi Samsita Ye Bhuta Vigna Kartara Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama. Om Tadvishno Paramam Padam Sada Pashyanti Surayo Diva Chakshuratatam Tadaviprasho Vipravanyo Jagramam Shah Sam समिन्धते विष्णोर्यत्परमं पदम् ॐ कृष्णो वै सच्चिदानन्दघनः कृष्ण आदिपुरुषः कृष्णः पुरुषोत्तमः कृष्णः ऊ कर्मादिमूलं कृष्णसः सर्वैः कार्यः कृष्णः काशं कृदादिशो मुख्यः प्रभुः पूज्यः कृष्णो नदेस्तस्मिन् अजान्दन्तर्बह्ये यन्मङ्गलं तल्लभते कृति अहं क्रतुरहं यज्ञा स्वधा अहमहमौषधं मन्त्रोऽहमहमेवायुज्यम् अहम् अग्निरहं हुतम्.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Om Bhu Swaha Idam Vishnave Idam Namama Om Bhuva Swaha Idam Achyutaya Idam Namama Om Swaha Swaha Idam Narayanaya Idam Namama Om Bhur Swaha Idam Anantaya Idam Namama. So now we would request everyone to offer the grains here, and then you have to just use gently to put into the fire, because we are respectful. This is Lord Vishnu here, or Lord Krishna appearing in the form of fire, and when we are giving this habisha to his mouth. So we have to give in that intention, to give it like we are giving this habisha or food to the mouth of the Lord. So throwing is not the proper attitude. So we should have, and then we'll do the Mangalacharan mantra, and when we are doing it, everybody should recite. I will first say, and then you can repeat after me, and then after that ends, and I'll say Swaha, and I will put the ghee, and you all put the habisha. Om, please repeat. Om Ajnana Timirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Swaha 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 Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtham Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupaha कदा मह्यं
कदा मह्यं
ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं
ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं
स्वाहा
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 वन्देऽहं
वन्देऽहं
श्रीगुरोः
श्रीगुरोः
श्रीयुता
श्रीयुता
पदकमलं
पदकमलं
श्रीगुरुन्
श्रीगुरुन्
वैष्णवांश्च
वैष्णवांश्च
श्रीरूपं
श्रीरूपं
साग्रजातां
साग्रजातां
सहगणरघुनाथान्वितां
सगणरघुनाथान्वितं
तं सजीवं
तं सजीवं
साद्वैतं
साद्वैतं
सावधूतं
सावधूतं
परिजनसहितं
परिजनसहितं
कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं
कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं
श्रीराधा
श्रीराधा
कृष्णपादान् सहगण
सगण
ललिता
ललिता
श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च
विशाखान्वितांश्च
स्वाहा स्वाहा
स्वाहा
स्वाहा
स्वाहा
नम ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय
कृष्णपृष्ठाय
भूतले
भूतले
श्रीमते
श्रीमते
भक्तिवेदान्त
भक्तिवेदान्त
स्वामिन्निति नामिने
स्वामिन् इति नामिने
स्वाहा
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 नम ॐ
नमः ॐ
विष्णु वही मैं बोल रहा था नम ॐ
नमः ॐ
विष्णुपादाय
विष्णुपादाय
कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय
कृष्णपृष्ठाय
भूतले
भूतले
श्रीमते
श्रीमते
प्लीज टेक द नेम ऑफ Bir Krishna Goswami Bir Krishna Goswami
Bir Krishna Goswami
इति नामिने
इति नामिने
स्वाहा
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 नमः ॐ
नमः ॐ
विष्णुपादाय
विष्णुपादाय
कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय
कृष्णपृष्ठाय
भूतले
भूतले
श्रीमते
श्रीमते
भक्तिवेदान्त
भक्तिवेदान्त
स्वामिन्
स्वामिन्
इति नामिने
इति नामिने
नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे
प्रचारिणे
निर्विशेष
निर्विशेष
शून्यवादी
शून्यवादी
पाश्चात्य
पाश्चात्य
देशतारिणे
देशतारिणे
स्वाहा 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 नम ॐ
नमः ॐ
विष्णुपादाय
विष्णुपादाय
कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय
कृष्णपृष्ठाय
भूतले
भूतले
श्रीमते
श्रीमते
भक्तिवेदान्त
भक्तिवेदान्त
स्वामिन्
स्वामिन्
इति नामिने
इति नामिने
नमस्ते
नमस्ते
सारस्वते देवे
सारस्वते देवे
गौरवाणी
गौरवाणी
प्रचारिणे
प्रचारिणे
निर्विशेष
निर्विशेष
शून्यवादी
शून्यवादी
पाश्चात्य
पाश्चात्य
देशतारिणे
देशतारिणे
स्वाहा
स्वाहा
स्वाहा स्वाहा नम ॐ विष्णुपादाय
विष्णुपादाय
कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय
कृष्णपृष्ठाय
भूतले
भूतले
श्रीमते
श्रीमते
भक्तिसिद्धान्त
भक्तिसिद्धान्त
सरस्वती इति
सरस्वती इति
नामिने
नामिने
शिवाशभानवी देवी
श्रीवासभान्वी देवी
दयिताय कृपाब्धये
दयिताय कृपाब्धये
कृष्णसम्बन्धविज्ञान
कृष्णसम्बन्धविज्ञान
दायिने प्रभवे नमः
दायिने प्रभवे नमः
माधुर्योज्ज्वल प्रेमाढ्या
माधुर्योज्ज्वल प्रेमाद्य
श्रीरूपानुग भक्तिदा
श्रीरूपानुग भक्तिदा
श्री गौर करुणा शक्ति
श्री गौर करुणा शक्ति
विग्रहाय नमोस्तुते
विग्रहाय नमोस्तुते
नमस्ते गौरवाणी श्रीमूर्तये दीनतारिणे
मूर्तये दीनतारिणे
रूपानुग विरुद्ध
रूपानुग विरुद्ध
अपसिद्धान्तध्वन्तहारिणे
अपसिद्धांत ध्वंतहारिणे
स्वाहा 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 नमो गौरकिशोराय
नमो गौर किशोराय
साक्षाद्वैराग्यमूर्तये
साक्षात् वैराग्य मूर्तये
विप्रलम्बर साम्भोदे
प्रलंबर सांभोदे
पादाम्बुजायते नमः
पादाम्बुजायते नमः
स्वाहा 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 नमः भक्तिविनोदाय
भक्ति विनोदाय
सच्चिदानन्दनामिने गौरशक्तिस्वरूपाय
शक्ति स्वरूपाय
रूपानुगवरायते
रूपानुगवरायते
स्वाहा 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 गौराविर्भावभूमेस्त्वं निर्देष्टा सज्जनप्रियः वैष्णव सार्वभौम श्री जगन्नाथाय ते नमः
जगन्नाथाय ते नमः
स्वाहा 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 वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च
कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च
पतितानां पावनेभ्यो
पतितानां पावनेभ्यो
वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः
वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः
स्वाहा 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 नमो महावदान्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते
कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते
कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य
कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य
नाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः
नामे गौरत्विषे नमः
स्वाहा 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 पंचतत्वात्मकं कृष्णं
पंचतत्वात्मकं कृष्णं
भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं
भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं
भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं
भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं
नमामि भक्तशक्तिकं
नमामि भक्तशक्तिकं
स्वाहा 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 हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो
करुणा सिंधु
दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधाकांत नमोस्तुते स्वाहा 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 जयतां सुरतोर्पङ्गोर् मम मन्दमतेर्गति मत्सर्वस्वपदाम्भोजौ राधामदनमोहनौ स्वाहा 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 दिव्याद्वृन्दारण्य कल्पद्रुमदः श्रीमद्रत्नागार
श्रीमद्रत्नागार
सिंहासनस्थौ श्रीमद् राधा श्रील गोविंद देवौ प्रेष्ठालिभिः सेव्यमानो स्मरामि स्वाहा 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 श्रीमान् रासरसारम्भी वंशीवटतटस्थितः
शिवटतटस्थितः
कर्षन् वेणुस्वनैर्गोपीर्
कर्षण्वेणुस्वनैर्गोपी
गोपीनाथः श्रियैस्तुनः स्वाहा 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 तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी
राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी
वृषभानुसुते देवी
वृषभानुसुते देवी
प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये
प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये
स्वाहा
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 श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य
श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य
प्रभु नित्यानंद
प्रभु नित्यानंद
श्री अद्वैत गदाधर
श्री अद्वैत गदाधार
श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद
श्रीवास आदि गौर भक्त वृंद
स्वाहा
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 स्वाहा.
स्वाहा.
So now we are chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, so be a little louder and with your heart. Om Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Swaha Swaha Swaha. Om Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Swaha
Swaha.
Swaha
Swaha.
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 Om Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Swaha Swaha Swaha. So we'll now do some Mahabharati Homa. So this is what I am going to do, but please don't put any, just pause for a minute and then we'll do. Om Bhuva Swaha Idam Vishnave Idam Namama. Om Bhuva Swaha Idam Achyutaya Idam Namaha. Om Swaha Swaha Idam Narayana Idam Namama. Om Bhur Bhuva Swaha Swaha Idam Anantaya Idam Namama. मंत्रहीनं क्रियाहीनं भक्तिहीनं जनार्दन यत्पूजितं मया देव परिपूर्णं तदस्तु मे स्वाहा. Please offer. यद्दत्तं भक्तिमात्रेण पत्रं पुष्पं फलं जलम् अवेदितं निवेद्यान्तु तद्गृहाणनुकम्पया स्वाहा. विधिहीनं मंत्रहीनं यत्किंचित् उपपादितं क्रियामंत्रविहीनं वा तत्सर्वं क्षन्तुमर्हसि स्वाहा. अज्ञानात् अथवा ज्ञानात् अशुभन्यन्मया कृतं क्षन्तुमर्हसि तत्सर्वं दास्येनेव गृहाण मां स्वाहा. स्थितिर्सेवा गतिर्यत्र श्रुतिश्चिन्ता स्तुतिर्वचः भूयात् सर्वात्मना विष्णु मैद्यान् त्वयि चेष्टितं स्वाहा. अपराधसहस्राणि क्रियन्ते अहर्निशं मया दासोऽयं इति मां मत्वा क्षमस्व मधुसूदन स्वाहा प्रतिज्ञा तव गोविन्द न मे भक्तः प्रणश्यति इति संस्मृत्य प्राणान् सन्धारयामि अहम् स्वाहा. So this we have done just to seek for forgiveness for any offenses which might have committed. So then we will be standing up for the last ahuti, which is called Purnahuti. Yeah, so they will have to take the banana in your hands and then you have to offer on the sides. So you stand, we can all stand. Om Namo Brahmanya Devaya Go Brahmana Hitaya Cha Jagadhitaya Krishnaya Govindaya Namo Namaha.
Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Swaha Swaha Swaha. May I please have a request from Kirtan, please? While the Kirtan is going on, I request all the devotees to please circumambulate the fire minimum 3 times.